Hey, what's up, online community? And thanks for stopping by and checking out another segment of Straight No Chaser, where I talk sports and culture for fans, oftentimes with the fans. Now, tonight we're deviating from our normal programming schedule because I got a brother on here I've been trying to connect with for a while, and I've been really wanting to have him on the show. And we were finally able to make it work. So I'm really glad to have this brother on here. I got Chauncey Jones, former Thornton Wildcat, former University of Alabama basketball player, former professional basketball player, and all-around good cat. So Chauncey, welcome to the show.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Now, I wanted to have Chauncey on the show because not only is he a local legend here in Chicago, in particular the South Suburbs, but he's got a great story to share of perseverance, basketball, family, and just making sure that, or not making sure, but being able to give back to the community from which he came, and helping get back to younger people. But before we get into it, you know how we do it. You got your glasses, raise them up, grab your favorite libation. We're about to get into a Straight No Chaser. So you go from Thornton, and now you didn't go the traditional four-year college route right away. You ended up going to junior college.
Yeah.
Talk about what that's like, and kind of what your experience was, and the recognition that you got on the junior college level, because you weren't a stiff. You didn't just go to any junior college. Talk about what that was like.
Well, man, it was like the school that I picked, Wabash Valley. They're in the top 3, top 4 in the country every year. Yeah. So it was pretty much like playing at Thornton. You know, I got to the school. So my first practice, you got Bob Huggins in the gym. You got representatives of Kansas, Connecticut. I'm like, this is the first practice, you know, and I'm like, wow. And I played extremely well, man. You know, Kansas was, they was on me right from the gate. So it was a lot of pressure. I played with All-Americans. Tyronn Lee, he went to Missouri. Yep. DeJuan Wiley, he went to Michigan State. So those were my boys, and they kind of helped make that transition for me a little bit more easier. But from the fan base to everybody in town knowing who you are, no matter what, all the schools that's represented in the conference know exactly who you are. A lot of pressure, but I felt like the Thornton experience and definitely that state title run prepared me for that. It prepared me to, you know, play at Wabash.
Yeah, because I mean, like you said, that's one of the elite basketball programs in the country at a junior college level. They've got name recognition. And for you to talk about the scouts, not the scouts, but the colleges that are there, you know, just the first practice, you know, you talk about the big time programs. You got Kansas, UConn. You know, did you feel a little bit of added pressure, or was it just like, hey, you know what? I know I'm confident in my game. I know how I get down. I'm about to put this work in.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, it's a little nervousness that you have. I mean, I knew exactly who Bob Huggins was. I know exactly who, you know, obviously everyone knows Kansas. But I was extremely confident in my ability. And, you know, once you go up and down the floor 2 or 3 times, man, that's it. You don't think about those things. You think about the competition. And that's where I thrive.
Yeah. So how did you do at Wabash Valley Community College? How you know, what were your stats like, or what was your experience like? How'd you do?
Well, let me see. So I made All-American. I was a regional MVP. We went to Hutchinson twice, so we won regional 24 2 times in a row, back-to-back trips to the national championship. Averaged like 16 and 7 my sophomore year. My freshman year, averaged 12 points. And we won a lot of games, man. I think my tenure at Wabash Valley in 2 years, I think we were 64 and 7. So a lot of winning, man. You know, a lot of other guys signing off, going to big time universities. So it kept you inspired to keep working hard, and you just knew that you were in the right spot. Yeah. So I did extremely well, man. At Wabash Valley, extremely well.
And I think that says something, because a lot of times people get caught up in, oh, I've got to go to a 4-year university, or I've got to go to Division I. You know, but you can still go an alternate route, still end up there and have a very prosperous amateur career, you know, because you talked about being All-American, you talked about being regional MVP and the other accolades. And also, I think more importantly, part of a winning program So you're able to be around a winning culture, work ethic, attention to detail, things like that. So, that's good that you were able to share that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Wabash Valley, things are winding down. Sophomore year, you're All-American. You guys going to the national championship or national tournament. What was the next step? Who came a knocking? You had these scouts at your practices. Who came a knocking at your door? What for you in the universities?
So, I had everybody across the country. So I'll just give you my top 5.
Okay.
I had Connecticut, Purdue, Maryland. I know Maryland was in there, Wake Forest, and Virginia. And I verbally committed to Virginia.
Okay.
So at that time, man, I guess they were in a transitional stage to where, so Jeff Jones was the coach who recruited me. The AD fired him that same year and then honored my scholarship. So I'm sitting here now thinking that, hey, I'm a Cavalier. I'm going to the ACC. Virginia was a team that I've always wanted to go to. It was a school that I've always wanted to play for, mainly because of those orange uniforms. And, I'm stuck smack dead at square one again. Connecticut moved on, Purdue moved on, Maryland moved on. And I'm sitting in this window of like, okay, I still want to go big time. I don't want to settle. And then Alabama came. The head coach came. He talked to me, and at that time, I think they had like seven straight seasons to where they had a NBA draft pick. So I felt like it was possibly the right move potentially for me. Went down there and on my visit, like what I seen. And like what I was hearing, and that's it, man. At that point, it was just like, okay, the SEC, ACC, there's really no difference. I want to go big time, and I signed, man. And I like telling this story, man, because 2 days later, after I signed, man, Kansas came in with an offer.
Wow.
So I was sick, bro. But, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I just felt like Kansas probably would have been a better situation for me. They did have Paul McPherson. No, not Paul McPherson, but Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
Ray for the Friends, but they had no point guard that year.
Oh man, okay.
They were one game from going away, going to the Final Four. So, I think about that, but it is what it is, man. Alabama, roll tide.
I see you rocking. For those of you at home that can't see what Chauncey's got, he's got his Wildcat gear. Got his Alabama, and he's got his Flames, which we'll talk about a little bit later. His Flames AAU team gear and apparel. So he's repping it all tonight. So shout out to
all my stages of life, man. I'm repping it, man.